Hello, PeopleTube, and welcome back to Gaming News with Chris and Will. Man, y'all haven't seen one of these in a long time. It's probably been 2 years, I think, since we done one of these.
It
And
it it has been a while.
yep, this is our post 2018 E3 show. And what we do, if you haven't been around long enough to seen this type of shit, we will talk about games that have already been leaked, games that have been talked about. We're going to talk about games that we predict will be shown if they haven't already been leaked, and games that I hope and what he hoped for will be shown. So yeah, let's get started. You said that you actually have a list of all the leaks that have came out over the past couple weeks.
Yeah, I have not a full list of everything. I'm obviously missing stuff, but I have a good bit to just list off, I guess. Uh,
Hmm.
I'm,
So yeah, so what first thing we'll do is if you are interested in watching E3 this weekend, uh, uh, then William is going to tell you the schedule. So why don't you pull up the schedule for this weekend and tell them what time and shit they're each on?
oh shit. Give me a sec. Oddly enough, I actually do have a quick link for it. So let me see. It looks like Tuesday, the 13th, they're going to show Assassin's Creed, the next Assassin's Creed. Bethesda is going to pop up. Square Enix, Epic Games. Um, uh, just skimming through here. Uh, Wednesday, uh, bunch of VR and AR type stuff. I'm guessing NetherRealm Studios are going to celebrate Mortal Kombat for 25 years, so they might have something special going on there.
No,
Uh,
I mean like no. Hold up. I mean like the time. Like when is Bethesda's?
okay.
Yeah, when is Bethesda's? When is
Yeah,
Ubisoft? When is Microsoft's?
yeah. So it doesn't show it like time zone. I'm guessing it's in what, California.
I think. Well, they're all in different places.
Oh, uh, but yeah, it shows for like the Assassin's Creed. It's 1:30 to 2:15 p.m. You got Bethesda, which is 2:45 to 3:15. Square Enix is 3:15 to 4. Epic is 4 to 4:30, and that's pretty much all like the conferences for that day, I'm guessing. And it, I'm not seeing necessarily anything for Wednesday.
Well, hold up. That ain't. I don't think that's right. Cause
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
no, cause Bethesda's is Sunday.
I think let's see. Okay, Bethesda is supposed to announce like some other title during Tuesday, so let me see if I can find a.
Yeah, try and find the actual schedule.
Well, that's a schedule. It's not the schedule.
Cause I seen the actual schedule earlier today,
Okay.
and it's not like that.
All right. I don't know. See schedule. I'm honestly not seeing their thing.
I got it.
Oh, do you?
Yep,
Okay.
I got it. Okay. Saturday, June 9th is EA.
Okay.
Sunday, yeah, Sunday, June 10th is Microsoft. and Bethesda. These all matter what time zone you're in, actually. Monday, June 11th would be Bethesda. Square Enix would be on Monday, and then for certain people, it's in Tuesday. And then so we got EA on Saturday, Microsoft on Sunday, Bethesda on Sunday, Square Enix on Monday, Ubisoft on Monday, PC Gaming Show is on Monday as well, and then Tuesday is Sony, and Wednesday is, of course, Nintendo, because Nintendo gets a whole day to themselves.
All right, where'd you find that list at? What's that?
That was on the gamesradar.com.
Okay, I went directly to the E3 site. So
yeah, it's E3 is always fucked up when they're scheduling.
yeah,
like certain websites will have different times and shit. So anyway, so yeah, as far as like that is the basic schedule for now. You have to go look up your time zone. But as far as like leaks and shit, now William's going to talk about some of the games that were leaked.
all right. I don't have like any specific details on them, just the game titles.
Yeah, just name the titles.
But presumably, there's a new Destiny coming out. Rage 2 is coming out. I would assume that once Nintendo has Nintendo Clubhouse or Direct or whatever they call it now, they'll be featuring Smash Brothers, Metroid Prime. Just Cause 4 was one of the leaks that Walmart put out. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Beyond Good and Evil 2, The Division 2, a new Splinter Cell. Obviously, PlayStation's going to talk about Last of Us 2. Gears 5 is questionable in terms of like Epic Games, coming in for that. Forza Horizon 4 was another one of the leaks that Walmart put out, but they had 5 on it. But I don't know. It's hard to say. A new Lego game featuring DC villains. Borderlands 3. The new Assassin's Creed, which is supposed to take place around Greece. I can't remember what the actual title of it was supposed to be called. There's Dragon's Quest 2, Battlefield 5, Black Ops 4, both of those meh. Death Stranding, which is the Norman Reedus game. I guess there's supposed to be something coming out for For Honor, maybe a sequel, who knows. Another Rainbow Six Siege. More info on Red Dead 2 and Fallout 76 is all the games that I have listed here.
Yeah, all right. Let's start. The first one was EA. The first conference is EA. So let's begin with EA. One, I hate EA.
Yeah.
Like, let me just be extremely fair and let me come straight to the point. EA is one of the worst companies I've ever seen. They're pure fucking evil and greed. And as far as games from them I'm looking forward to,
honestly, there isn't really one.
No, I seriously have none. There is not one I'm looking forward to with EA this year at all. Like, holy fuck, EA, just there's nothing. I'm sorry if y'all like EA or EA's games. That's the truth. I just can't stand that company. Anything that was or used to be good, they've pretty much ran into the ground.
Very much, and not to mention, them running other companies to the ground.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. I mean, fucking Battlefield 5. Y'all have already seen my video. If you haven't, you should go check it out. And you obviously know what my opinion is. I think it should have been Vietnam. I think we need a new breath in the war genre. And
I absolutely agree with you there.
So you all already know I'm just tired of EA shit. I'm tired of their loot box systems. I'm tired of them raping their fucking customers for cash, like the money whores that they are. So moving on is Microsoft. Me and Microsoft over the past 2 years, man, we have had a love-hate relationship. I'll tell you that, because
Yeah, yeah, definitely for sure, especially Scalebound. You remember that?
I will never forgive Microsoft for Scalebound. And every time they push uh, delay Crackdown 3, Jesus, this is skipping.
Oh, you're cutting in and out.
Yeah. Every time they delay Crackdown just a little bit more and just a little bit more, the more it nails another nail into Scalebound's coffin for me. Because their whole excuse for Scalebound was it wasn't getting. God damn, this is skipping bad tonight. Anyway, their whole excuse was, you ain't getting it done. You ain't getting it done. You're not getting it fast enough. And the funniest shit is Platinum game was finished. They just needed another month to rake out the bugs. Crackdown 3's had almost 10 fucking years, and they still keep delaying it. So, yes, I do have a problem with the company when they cancel an entire game, a new IP, because they weren't doing it fast enough. But fucking Crackdown 3 has years in development, and it keeps getting delayed. They're fucking hypocrites.
There.
That's just straight up hypocrisy. There's no excuse for it. I don't care. But as far as Microsoft goes, um, I guess I'm a little interested because Microsoft will be the ones to show off Assassin's Creed, the new one, first. I'm not really interested in it, but I do kind of want to see what they did with it. Because I do have some interest in like the Roman Empire and shit, so I want to see who the leader is and where they're gonna go with it. But it's not like I want to play it or I'm really interested. I just have this weird morbid curiosity about it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's me right there.
yeah. Gears of War 5, I highly doubt they're going to show this year. But if they do, yay. I just don't care about Gears of War anymore. I loved the first three games. I thought one was fun. Two was one of my favorite games of all time. I'd put in my top 20. Gears of War 3 is fine. And then after that, they just went to shit. I just don't care for them. Forza, I don't care about racing games. They canceled Scalebound. Sea of Thieves is trash. State of Decay 2 was trash. I just have no interest in Microsoft anymore. The only thing I think that they could do is, first of all, by announcing probably some more backwards compatible stuff.
A lot.
Yeah, like they'd have to be like, we have the entire library of 360 and original Xbox games, which we are releasing right now. I would actually be really happy with that because there is a lot of original Xbox games that should be on there, and there's a lot of 360 games that they missed. Like I was telling you the other day, Godfather ain't on there. I fucking love the Godfather games, and Call of Juarez games. There's several games that ain't backwards compatible on there yet, and that'd be a good opportunity to do it. But I just don't see them showing off really anything that I'd care about. So, what about you?
Honestly, I only have a couple things of interest towards Microsoft, and that is obviously Forza. If they show off the next Forza game, Forza Horizon specifically, supposedly the same company that made Forza Horizon, Playground Games, has taken over the whole Fable series. If anybody remembers that at all, no, okay. But supposedly, there's also a hint and a nudge at that supposedly being revealed at E3 this year. So who knows what will come of that? And in terms of gears, I mean, honestly, and I used to be a big gearhead way back in the day, and just now it's tasteless to me.
Yeah, I don't care for it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'll play like I'd play through Gears again, like maybe one, two, or three, like we did. You know, a while back, you and me played through the first four games.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, I don't mind them, but I just didn't care for Judgment. I didn't care for four at all. Um, I just don't care for Microsoft anymore, really. Uh, and honestly, and I'll admit it, uh, if you didn't play Xbox, I would probably sell my Xbox because right now my Xbox is literally being nothing but a Blu-ray player.
Mm-hmm.
Like the only reason I have it is so you and me can play games. Like if you moved over to PlayStation right now and stuck with it, then I'd probably sell the goddamn Xbox. Because I just have no interest in the Xbox anymore. They don't have anything, and anything they release is not good. Like I said it before, Sea of Thieves, State of Decay. They're trying to bank on these games that you can't bank on. You can't bank on State of Decay. One or two. They're just not bankable games. They're not AAA games. They're just kind of like games that you'd kind of find on Steam.
Yeah, technically there are indie games that for State of Decay.
Yeah. Like they're not games that makes or breaks a company, especially one as large as Microsoft.
Right.
Um when PlayStation is releasing shit like God of War, Detroit, Yakuza, and they're getting 9s and 10s, then yes, they are losing this console war, this generation. I mean, they've already lost, but they will continue to lose if they keep putting their money into these type of games. They need some heavy hitters, and they need them fast. And I'm not saying Gears, I'm not saying Halo, because that shit will always make money. The fan base is already built. They need games that are new IPs. They need something that they can build a strong fan base off of, something that will make the Xbox look attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong, I get it. God of War, definitely, there's a million of them, but here's the thing. It's a completely different game compared to the others. It's revamped. It's a beautiful game, and it would make a person buy a PlayStation. Same with fucking Yakuza. Same with Detroit. Detroit's a new IP. The thing is like with Xbox not having anything, they're slowly going down the shitter. And any fanboys sticking with the ship are going to regret it sooner or later. All
Yeah,
right, next.
it's like me. The like before, like the last generation of between Microsoft and PlayStation for the 360 and PS3. I've stuck with the 360 all the way until like I was on my third one, and I figured they it's done with, it's dealt with. So I switched to a PlayStation 3 because why not? There was tons more games that I had yet to play that was potentially even way better than the games that I played on the 360.
Um,
And
I can agree with that, but not
well,
very. Like,
well, agree to disagree.
because here's the thing: 360 had way more games.
Right.
That's a fact.
They have way more games.
360 had way more games because developers wanted to make more games on the 360.
Mm-hmm.
That is just fact. That is why you can buy a lot of 360 games for really fucking cheap now. And there are a lot of good 360 games. PlayStation 3, I will admit, I'm not a huge fan of PS3. 360 won last generation.
Right.
That is a fact.
I mean,
They,
there's no denying that 361 last generation, but I'm saying there's potentially like way better games that I played within the 360 that like I said I've yet to play.
yeah. No, they're like PlayStation definitely had PS3 had great games. No fucking doubt about it. They had Metal Gear at the time. Killing it. Like, they were fucking killing it. With, like, shit like that. And certain Japanese ports and shit like that. Yakuza, whatever. The problem was, with PlayStation 3, is it was just more expensive. It was more expensive. The games cost more. There's just other factors to it. And we could go on talking about this generation, but this is an E3 thing, so we have to continue on with E3. But we might actually make a Down and Derpy podcast about console generations maybe later down the road.
Yeah. So I'll hold my little story there. For that. Then.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll make a Down and Derpy podcast about console generations. So we'll do that later.
All right.
But next is Bethesda. Now, I don't really care a lot about Bethesda's right now. Like, I don't care for the new Wolfenstein. I don't care that it's coming to Switch. I don't care if there's a Doom 2. Because Doom is a good series. It's interesting, but the newest one I didn't really care for as much as other people did. I didn't see it as a 9 out of 10 or just this amazing masterpiece. So I'm not concerned about Doom 2. But I'm interested in Fallout 76, not because it's Fallout. We were just talking about this before we started filming. I'm more interested because with all the shit flying around, and it might actually take place in West Virginia, which is what I said I'm excited for. It would be really cool to be able to explore a place that I live. And we've never really had that in a video game. I think that would be fucking amazing, especially in a Fallout game. Because I liked Fallout 4. I liked Fallout 3. New Vegas was okay. But I would love to explore West Virginia and Fallout. It just seems like a really fun idea to me.
So, yeah. And not to mention unique.
It is really unique. Plus, it's even more unique because it's only 20 years after the bombs went off instead of the 200 or hundreds like in 3 or 4 and so. So now we have a game that takes place only 20 years. So the Fallout, it's still kind of happening. There's still trees and shit. There's still plants. There's still jungle life. It's not the vast wasteland. I would just love to see how they would do that with West Virginia, considering the fact that the state is nothing but trees and grass and shrubs and it's mountains.
Right. And not to mention, it would be pretty interesting because in the concept of it, like, considering Fallout is based upon nuclear apocalypse, all that, oh God. Help me out here. What's the stuff that comes out of the
radiation?
Bomb? Radiation, yes. Yeah. I'm curious as to see if they do that. Like how well did they make it in comparison to like if it was like real life? Because considering that West Virginia has so many trees and it literally, towns upon towns are, trapped in domes of mountains and trees. All that radiation would absorb into the trees and all that sort of junk. So I'm kind of curious as to how it would look.
Yeah, no. I am seriously I'm kind of excited for this. Not because it's Fallout, but I'm excited, especially if it's West Virginia. Like I told you, if I'm watching Bethesda's thing and they go, it takes place in West Virginia and the surrounding areas of, say, Kentucky and fucking Virginia and shit. If they say that it takes place in this vast, area around us, then I will go and pre-order it that same fucking day. Because if I get to walk the entire state and I get to go from town to town, looking at shit, shooting super mutants and shit in this just, vast wasteland / fucking forest area because all the trees are still there. You get to go across the bridge. I can understand a lot of people if they're not excited for this. Because if you don't live here, you might be excited that's a new Fallout game, and you might even be excited the fact that it's the first Fallout game that only happens a couple of years after the actual war, after the Fallout. And it's interesting, that part in general, but it's even more interesting for the people who live here because we want to see how Fallout is going to represent our state.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what interests me the most. I want to see if I go into Clay County and Far Cry, Jesus Christ, Fallout.
What the fuck, a Far Cry?
Well, hey, that'd be interesting too. But if I go in Clay County and Fallout, I want to see if they actually have like some leftover. I mean, I know it's after the bombs went off the ship. I want to see if they have actual like trailer parks and caving in and meth labs and shit. That's what I'm excited to see.
Yeah,
So
I'm definitely intrigued because like when we were talking like behind the scenes before this, it's like,
yeah,
obviously we were talking about the games for that, could come up with E3, and you were talking to me a little bit about, new Fallout. And I didn't even know that it was going to take place in West Virginia. Well, presumably, it's not really confirmed 100% yet, but presumably it's supposed to take place in West Virginia. And, that's what got me intrigued.
yeah. No, I am seriously intrigued if it takes place in this state. I do. I want to play it. If it does, I'm telling you right now, I will go pre-order. I despise pre-order culture, but this is a game where I think I can let my bias be gone because I want to be able to walk across the bridge and go into my damn place. And, I want to walk into Richwood and I want to see where the nuke dropped because I'm telling you, the nuke dropped on Richwood. That's what I'm excited for. But all right, off Bethesda and off
Yeah,
Fallout.
yeah. We're getting too much into the Fallout
I
bit
am.
there.
No, I'm seriously excited for this.
Yeah.
What's the next one? Square Enix. Okay, now Square Enix. I already know. I already know what everyone wants to see, and trust me, I actually agree. We want to see Final Fantasy VII remake. The shit's been teased the last 5 years. We've seen gameplay now. We've seen how it's going to be split into episodes. Now it's time for Square Enix to finally show us a lot more. I get it. So that's what we want to see from Square Enix. Um,
Yeah, they definitely need to finally step up and say, here it is.
yeah, here's the release date for Final Fantasy VII. That's what I'm looking forward to the most for Square Enix. It's I don't know if I can't remember if Kingdom Hearts 3 came out or not. If it did, then mark
No,
off the list.
it hasn't come out yet. I don't even think they have a release date for that yet. So they
Uh,
they might.
well, then that will probably be shown because I know people are excited about that because it has Toy Story in there now,
Yeah.
and several other Pixar shit. Um, Square Enix, Hitman 2.
Yeah, Hitman too.
They'll show off more Hitman 2. I actually just seen that today that it
Yeah.
was coming.
Yeah, that was me. Like, as I just made it to like work, check the phone before I had to work and all that sort of stuff, Twitter and everything, and I saw that.
Yeah, I'm not actually really interested in it. Uh, oh, they'll show off more Tomb Raider.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, they'll show off more Tomb Raider. That'd probably be it. Like, I have a feeling that it's not going to be short or nothing, but I think it's going to be the mainline series. There might be a couple small games or maybe even a new IP, but for them, I'm not, too betting on it. Ubisoft.
Ubisoft.
Okay, Ubisoft is interesting. Uh, before
The company that gives no fucks.
Yeah, before I talk about the games, I want to talk about the previous shows. The previous shows are always fucking weird because they had Aisha Taylor up there, and the bitch was always cussing. She didn't give a shit, and she was making fun of people, talking pop culture references. Ubisoft always had one of the best shows, but then people, got complaining. Why are you cussing so much? It's family entertainment, even though they're showing rated M games and shit like that.
Logic.
Yeah. But for Ubisoft games, well, no, but wait, show. This one I don't think will be that great because last year's Ubisoft wasn't that great.
Yeah, last year was mediocre.
Yeah, last year was about Rabbids, Mario and Rabbids, and they showed was Beyond Good and Evil 2 last year or the year before? I don't remember.
I don't think they showed two last year.
Okay,
What?
so whatever year it was where they showed the trailer with the fucking monkey talking to the pig, whatever one that was, I can't fucking remember. I
So
th-
I don't know.
I think it was last year because everyone said Ubisoft won last year because of that game. Uh, they'll show. Hopefully, they'll probably show off gameplay for it. I'd say because they've had a whole year and some more time to work on it. So I'd say they might show off some gameplay for Beyond Good and Evil 2. The new Splinter Cell, which I am kind of excited to see. I've always been a fan of Tom Clancy's games, just not recently because everyone that's come out from Ubisoft has been trash. But I am excited to see what they did with Splinter Cell, considering the fact that Michael Ironside is at the reins again as Sam Fisher. So I am excited to see that. I don't care for like anything about like they're doing with Nintendo, like for Mario Rabbids. I know they might show off some of the Mario Rabbids DLC with the what is it? Donkey Kong. They might show some of that off, but I don't really care.
Okay.
There might be more DLC for the new South Park game, Fractured Butthole, but I don't care really about that either. Ubisoft, oh, and Assassin's Creed. They'll show off even more Assassin's Creed than
Yeah,
Microsoft.
of course we forgot
Yeah,
Assassin's Creed. Who
yeah,
would have
Assassin's
thought?
Creed. They'll probably show off gameplay for the next DLC for Far Cry 5. I don't think they'll show off a whole new Far Cry game. Uh,
No.
this year will be Assassin's Creed and probably some Beyond Good and Evil. I think that will be the main shit they show this year. Uh, but as far as like Far Cry, they'll probably show whatever the next DLC is they're releasing, which might be the Moon one. I don't know. Um, and
Who
then
knows? They might show another Just Dance.
yeah, I don't doubt that. Just Dance will it be 20 now? 20?
Fuck if
Are they
fuck
at
if I
19
know.
right?
Maybe 18, considering it's 2018. So
Yeah, I don't know which one they're on. And they'll show off. They won't show off whatever this year's will be. They'll show off next year, so it'll be 19.
okay, yeah, 19 then.
So, um, but that's pretty much it for Ubisoft. I'm not too concerned with them. The next is PC gaming. I don't know shit about PC gaming nowadays. So if you'd like to talk about what you hope they'll show on PC, you can go right ahead.
Yeah, honestly, I really don't know. Like, I play PC games, but I don't know shit about it. Like, I didn't even see any leaks for PC, like PC exclusives, even if there is any that exist.
Yeah, I don't tend to watch the PC show like every year because a lot of it's fucking to me. It's just boring, especially when they're all sitting down and talking about chips and shit in the computer. The 825 B15 X-Teen chip is going to be the greatest chip of all time in PC.
Nerd.
Yeah, no, it's like show me some games, and then they'll show you a random game. Well, that's boring. Next. This new chip and the new holodeck. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, no. PC game has always been boring, but I
I
might watch it this
I
year.
I'd say if anything, they'll probably show off like some new VR stuff.
Maybe.
that's probably it, really.
PC is not my thing, so the PC show is something I definitely can't really talk about. All right, Sony.
Good old Sony.
Sony. Let's see. Well, one From Software's game, their new one will be Sony exclusive, so we'll see that. I'm hoping for Bloodborne 2. I recently played through Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne, and I fucking fell in love with From Software's games. So I'm actually hoping that Bloodborne 2 is coming. Either Bloodborne 2, or if they make a game that's like it, I would probably pick that up because I'm actually really into the Souls type of games right now. Like, that's what I've been playing, and I'm really hoping that we have a sort of, like, either a Bloodborne 2 or maybe like a spiritual successor to Bloodborne. I heard somebody say that it might be like Bloodborne, but ancient Japan, and I'd be fine with that. Especially if it plays like Bloodborne, if it's as fast as that game is. I would have no problem with that. Bloodborne is a fucking great game, and if you don't have that on, it's definitely a reason to own a PS4. I'll tell you that. But so they have From Software. They'll probably show Shenmue 3.
Finally.
Yeah, they'll might show. I don't know if they will, but they might show some gameplay from the upcoming Yakuza games. Because from what I hear, the company that makes Yakuza has actually put in their bid to make Yakuza Kiwami 3, 4, and 5. So I'm kind of looking forward to that if they show those off. Also, let me think. They'll probably show off some exclusive DLC for certain games because a lot of times um, either Sony or Microsoft will have exclusive DLC. Like, I don't know if you'll remember this, but when Assassin's Creed Unity came out, it had exclusive DLC on PlayStation when it first came out. So I have a feeling they'll show off exclusive DLC for PlayStation of some sort.
Now, of course, not to mention, The Last of Us 2 and then Death Stranding.
Yeah, they'll definitely show off more Death Stranding. They'll definitely show off more Last of Us 2. I actually expect Sony to blow it out of the water this year and win this year, just with The Last of Us 2 in general. Because I think that if they show off Last of Us 2, Shenmue gameplay, because a lot of people are wanting that. If they show off those two things, if they show off a new Bloodborne, or if they finally show off whatever the new From Software game is, that'll definitely increase their shit. Shit, yeah, no, I think Sony will destroy the competition at E3 if they show off these certain things. Of course, at the end of the show, they'll probably see. I don't know. This might actually be the show of The Last of Us 2 because I think that we're actually going to see some gameplay and get a release date. And one of these companies, I don't know which one's going to get to show it, but we'll probably see some stuff for the final season of The Walking Dead.
I'd say probably Microsoft will.
Yeah, one of them will get that. Honestly, it doesn't matter who gets it. It's just
I also had some additional information. It's like, let's see. Oh yeah, this piqued my interest a little bit because I looked up several articles of this. I even saw like a tweet out from PlayStation's Twitter account, and they said like something about this is the end cycle of PS4. So
okay. So from what I know about this is when they're talking about the PS4, they're not going to kill it off within the next couple of years. What they did with the PS3. They're going to keep producing games for it and shit like that. But as the next console generation comes up, that's when they're going to start slowly killing it. That's what they done with PS3, and that's what Xbox did with 360, and that's to be expected. Uh, so what Sony did was they jumped the shark. Um, so that was just dumb, really, on their part. But I think it also got a lot of people to talk about it, and drew interest to
Right.
whatever.
Hence the
Um,
several articles I looked up.
yeah, yeah, it got people talking about the PlayStation, which they didn't need because at E3 this year, with Death Stranding, The Last of Us, Shenmue, and whatever the new From Software game is going to be, they will kill the competition. And then I think after Sony is done, I think the next one is Nintendo, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
Nintendo.
Nintendo is pretty much always last, really.
Yeah, Nintendo's. Now let me be the first to say I don't expect a lot from Nintendo this year. I don't really expect much from them any year, really,
Well,
because
I mean,
Nintendo.
considering last year they only focused on like 3 games.
Yeah, Nintendo is basically like Reggie Fils-Aimé said about a couple years ago that they are their own competition. Like even if us as fans compare them with like Microsoft and Sony, Nintendo themselves don't see themselves that way. And honestly, I actually think that's correct. Because if you take away the nostalgia factor behind Nintendo, and if you took away the nostalgia factor and shit like that, I think the Nintendo would crumble as a company
Hands
because
down.
they can't keep up with current consoles. I mean, their newest console, the Wii U, was fighting against Xbox One X and Xbox One S, and then the PS4 and the PS4 Pro before the Switch came out, and they were hands down getting destroyed. Really, the only reason the Switch is doing as good as it is because it's portable. I Nintendo done the best thing that they could have done when they made that console portable. The only thing that was missing in the market was a portable console. Now you can say the DS, but DS can't handle a lot of games today. The Switch can handle shit like Doom and Skyrim and shit like that. It can handle fucking Hyrule Warriors, Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze. So I can understand it in a way. Now, does that mean that I'm going to pay $60 for a port of a game that's been out for 5 years? Fuck no.
Hell
And,
no.
and I still disagree with anyone that thinks that that standard should be set. If you pay $60 for Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze, you're an idiot. I can go get it right now for $20 at GameStop on the Wii U. Now I get it, no one fucking likes the Wii U. But here's the thing. If Nintendo would sell it for say 35, 40, which is what most remasters are now. Most remasters are not that expensive. They're 30 to 40 bucks. Nintendo's remasters, even if they're not even that well remastered, equal out to only 60 fucking dollars. When you pay for Nintendo, you're paying for the game, the name, and the fact that they re-released it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean the name of the game. You're not paying for Donkey Kong. You're paying for Nintendo because Nintendo has now put a currency on their name. That is why Nintendo can get away with still charging 60 fucking dollars for Pokken Tournament. Okay? Games that came around the same time the Pokken Tournament is on PS4 and on PS4 and Xbox One, you can get for like $10. So yeah, Nintendo is charging more for nostalgia than for the games themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But back to the Nintendo show. Um, well, I expect them to show off some new amiibos.
Yeah.
I expect them to show off whatever the next Mario thing is. I expect them to show off Metroid Prime 4.
Smash.
Smash. Yeah, I expect them to show off Smash. I expect them to show off some more fucking Nindies, or what the fuck they're called.
Nindies.
Nindies. Yeah, no, like that's it. Like, I actually don't expect much from them this year. I would actually be happier if they done what they did a couple years ago and they done like the Robot Chicken thing. Because even if I don't like their games, I still found that to be entertaining. So, so yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, that pretty much covers it. So,
Yeah, no, that's post E3 or not post pre E3
free.
3. So join us. What day? Let me look. Join us Thursday night of next week for the official post E3 gaming news with Chris and William. We will be discussing what got shown off, what we seen, seeing if our predictions were right and shit like that.
Yeah, and what we're excited to see come out.
Yep. And tomorrow night is the fan live stream. So we hope you enjoyed this, and we hope that you all get to watch E3 like we will. So peace the fuck out.
Peace out.